eternal night. Heroes from across worlds stand and unite. No other foe or force can match their might. The once great people of this world now hide in fear. All chaos shaken by the power of sword and spear. The black-clad armies of the Dark One now draw near. But in the distance, the sergeant and the bear appear. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Legions of Romans stand and let their arrows fly. The roaring of dragons and machines fills the sky. Secret agents and the generals they defy. Swarms of orcs and samurai raise their banners high. In the wake of death, only one man stands alone. The sergeant raises his sword, high silver shone. He condemns the chaos the war is has sown. He stands longing for the day he may return home. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. Wings spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Until the war for the world springs is won, they will fight until they're on none. But Achille will stand alone as one, and the bloodshed is finally done. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation, 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 to end the age of annihilation.
Welcome to ToV Live. It is Valhalla time, and taking a look at well, something new. More and more Heroscape. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ToV Podcast, episode 73. I am Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla, and I have with me tonight Joe Crazy, who. Just wait a second. He'll show up. And then Josiah, Sir Roguescaper, as well as first time tonight, Captain Stupendous, aka Luke, is joining us tonight for a very good reason, because Captain Stupendous is the man who posted about a C3V Wave 24 not too long ago. So we're going to give an overview of that wave tonight. And Luke, if you want to just get us started, tell us who you are, what you're about, and how you got started with VC C3V stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, I grew up playing Heroscape with friends and siblings in my friend's basement since I was like, gosh, like probably around when the first master set came out. But then after it was discontinued, when VCs first started, I like kind of knew about it, but never invested in the figures or anything until the Varkonen faction dropped. And as soon as I saw like the Varkonen werewolf faction, I was like, okay, I need to get these. So I was also fortunate enough to like be following the project back when those figures were still readily available for like $50. So that was like, once I stepped through that door, I was like, okay, VC is awesome. And so then that must have been back in like 2015 or 14 or so, somewhere, or no, earlier than that. That was before. That was when I was still in high school. Anyway, continued following VC, excited for the new releases and things. And then in 2019, VC had an opening for a public access member, which is like, for those who don't know, public access members are basically community members who can join VC behind the scenes for a limited time period to just give input and see how things work behind the scenes. So I was a public access member for about 6 months or so before I was accepted into a permanent position on the design team back in that would have been like 2021 or so. Then in 2022, I joined the executive review board for C3V, along with Superfrog, NYYS, and Superfrog, NYYS, and Quozel, who, and that sort of brings us to today.
Cool, very cool. And explain a little bit to those who might not know or might be a little unfamiliar. Explain like VC C3V just for like a minute, just to give an overview on that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So from a very high level, VC is Valhalla Customs. It's probably easier to start with C3V. So C3V stands for Classic Customs Creators of Valhalla, which is a group of designers who, starting basically as soon as the official game was discontinued, started designing really high-quality classic custom units, have been doing so for far longer than I've ever been involved with the project. And what really set C3V apart, I think, is the amount of dedication that the group had from the very beginning to release customs that felt like they seamlessly integrated with the classic designs. So that in and of itself lent a lot more restraint than you might see with other things, for better and for worse. There's a little bit less weird and wacky powers. There's less of a tendency to push some boundaries, but that leads to a product that feels very cohesive and very similar to the classic releases, which is appealing to myself and a lot of other fans. So C3V refers to that group of people who are designing new units to be released within that canon. And then there's sort of another half to C3V, which is called SOV, Soldiers of Valhalla. And that is a group of essentially playtesters who can accept community customs for nomination to be tested and approved by Soldiers of Valhalla. And if a community custom is reviewed by the SOV playtesters and accepted, then it sort of joins the ranks of C3V, and all future C3V designs will then be playtested alongside SOV designs, fully integrated within each other's synergy webs, and so on. And so SOV and C3V, when taken together, are often referred to as VC or Valhalla Customs. So
Absolutely.
VC is just both of the two projects together.
It's amazing how the community for like how long now, like 15 plus years now, they've been like organizing this. And I started out not even having anything to do with VC customs at all until you get like one or two, and then you realize, wait a second, they got bees, and they fly now,
Yes.
And so once you start getting this stuff, it's like I say this all the time, it's a black hole that you can never return from. And yes, Nerd City, but very proud of it. So no, that's a great way of saying it. And we do have now a new wave that the community's brought together for particular units, and we're going to get to that wave and take a look and comment on those units in a few minutes. I do want to take a minute though to say hi to everybody in the chat. We got the first comment is from Cody's Cardboard. It's interesting. Is that a Cody that I think it is, or is it a different Cody? I don't know. I know a few Codys. But he says, hey all, and we got Blue Dragon Bricks there in the chat saying howdy Blue Dragon. Glad you all could join us tonight. And I do want to give a quick shout out. Here, I'm gonna have to bring this up here real quick. I do have a YouTube channel shout out tonight. It's a little bit of a fun one, guys. It's a little bit of a fun one. I'm gonna bring this here. Let's see here. Share this. Well, let me just put it this way. I'm shouting out a Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel, and before you say, hey, you can't shout out your own channel, you're playing it right now, I'm not talking about my channel. And everybody's curiosity is piqued, and I need to find, where is it? Hold on a second. Where's the button? The button, where's the button?
You should all really check out the Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel. It's great. It's great content.
Okay, I don't know why it's not up here. Hold on a second. Oh, there it is. Wait, which one is it? That one. Okay, good. See, I get confused myself because I see two Tales of Valhalla YouTube. Blue Dragon Brick says, actually editing a Lego video right now. I'll be listening for a while. Oh, good. Glad you could join us because we've got some things to talk about. And Cody says, I may be a Cody, but doubt I'm the Cody. Okay, I say, well, Cody's Cardboard, if this is the first, I've never seen the name before, so if this is your first time in the chat, congratulations being the first one commenting, and welcome. Anyway, okay, so this is the Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel that I'm talking about.
Amazing.
It's very interesting. It has nothing to do with miniature wargaming, and very little to do with Heroscape, I would say, other than really the name. And what's confusing for me is the fact that in order for them to get the Tales of Valhalla tag, they did Tales of Valhalla Official instead of Tales of Valhalla as the tag. But sometimes I use Tales of Valhalla Official on Heroscapers and other social media platforms. So it's a fun mix. No, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I think I actually find this fascinating in this YouTube channel. Link in the description below if you want to check them out, or just type Tales of Valhalla and I guess you'll find it. It's a nice logo. I really like the logo. But it's a lot of woodworking, a lot of Norse custom designs of hatchets. It looks like necklaces. Very, very cool videos here. And they only have 6 subscribers, guys. So maybe, we just might want to give them a bump them up to 15 subscribers maybe, or more. And because their last video is 5 months ago, so I think they're kind of like, oh, this YouTube thing's not happening, good enough. Just it's an interesting YouTube page. So I'd say.
I mean, maybe at some point, if any of you fancy community members want to reach out and say, hey, can you make this type of weapon? And
Exactly.
it's like Thormund's axe or sword or Finn's sword or something like that.
They're on all kinds of channels, so they might have a bigger audience than like Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, or whatever. So check them out on those. Maybe you can communicate with them there, because you can't leave comments on their videos on YouTube. But yeah, definitely check them out. Like I said, if I had money, I might purchase a shield. Look at that, Viking Dragon Shield. How
cool.
Heroscape is that? That actually looks really, really cool. A feather boring knife, that just screams Heroscape, actually, to be perfectly honest. Or a legendary king sword. This person's got to be playing Heroscape because it sounds Heroscape-ish now that I think about it. Anyway, definitely give them a check out. Give them a subscription. Really interesting YouTube channel for sure. All right. Now, what do we need here? I need to check out. I need to see my list. Yeah, okay, I guess we're just moving on to the main event then, guys. Okay, the C3V Wave. How about we do this? Okay, and okay, starting at the top, and again, link in the description below to find this actual page on Heroscapers.com. You do have to scroll down a little bit to get to it, and I'm actually going to start at the bottom first because Luke has something written in there, and Luke, if you want to read it, you are welcome to. Let me just get to it a second here. I gotta zoom this in a little bit. But it does start, you know, C3V public announcements thread. This is the link for Valhalla Customs website. This is where you go to for C3V, Tales of Valhalla. It's all these links. And then we're gonna skip past these for a second and do this little note that Sir Captain Stupendous himself for the C3V team left. If you want to give that a read, if you can, Luke, go ahead.
Sure, absolutely. So, note says, thanks for following along with another C3V release. We're working hard at the finishing touches of a larger release in the near-ish future, but are hoping to continue our normal pack releases in the meantime. Playtesting always helps, thanks to those participating in our current event, as does encouraging your local players and tournament directors to check out and incorporate the VC canon into your scene. We know that in 2025 you have options when you escape, and we're doing our best to keep C3V an attractive option that captures the best of the classic Heroscape design and aesthetic. Captain Stupendous for the C3V team, and I do just want to emphasize the C3V team part of that. Like, I know that my account happened to be the one that posted, that made the post, but somebody's got to do it, and
Sure.
I cannot emphasize enough just how many people went into crafting every single part of that post.
For sure.
Even like that blurb was workshopped by the entire executive review board. And so, yeah, just because my account was the one to make the post, we had an internal thread in the C3V private forum where everybody contributed to editing this and putting it together. Which is always cool to see.
For sure, absolutely. Well, you're representative of a great team. Let's just put it that way. Okay, that works. And that was see, I think this was posted like a little bit beginning of July, basically. And we'll go back up to the top here. And again, guys, I know sometimes we do like squads and heroes segments. This isn't that type of thing. This is more like an overview. We're not going to get into like too much detail. It's just going to be like our first impressions on things. We'll probably do like squads and heroes like 5-10 years from now once we get that far down the VC line.
Very true.
We're only just getting started with that.
By the next VC re-release, we should.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Gotta work on it.
I tease VC all the time because they're so slow, but their releases are always so good. They get the pass because it's like, yeah, this is usually worth the wait.
Absolutely. I'd rather someone take their time with making something because I know what it feels like to take one's time to make things. So, you know, not that it took
Kind
them.
of you to say.
It didn't take them 10 years to do this, you know. So, you know, I'm quite happy with it.
My time dragon's still collecting dust, though, is all I'm saying. But
I will say another thing.
That may be.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say real quick, just another housekeeping thing. My air conditioning is running in front of me, so if that audio is kind of messed up for any of you, especially anybody listening on Spotify, the audio portion, it might go off and on, but my audio quality still should be kind of good. It's just a little rough. I just wanted to add that in there. Okay, go ahead, Luke.
I was just going to say Time Dragon is coming out maybe in the near-ish future.
A time dragon?
Is that like Puff the Magic Dragon or something like that?
That's the name of the miniature.
Okay.
I can't say what the Heroscape version of it is, but the name of the miniature is, I think it's like a Pathfinder large time dragon, I want to say.
Marty, you will not believe where I've been. You have
We need
to
the flux
Actually,
capacitor
auto-released
wings.
in the future, but the past is now. So.
Sorry, you have to what?
Oh, I said the Time Dragon has already been released, but it's the future that hasn't happened yet. You know, it's
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100%.
We have to go
true.
back to the future to release the Time Dragon. A big mistake.
And
has
now
been
because I want to make sure I get it right. Yes. So
Is it purple?
the name of
yeah.
yes, it is purple.
That looks awesome.
Its name is the large time dragon from the Pathfinder Battles Runes of Last Wall set. Yeah.
Holy moly.
I might
Yeah.
as well just get the miniature right now. I'll have to note this and then look it up for later before they're all gone. Because that's the thing with these that are stuff being released. People are already buying them up because people have the time to follow things that are going on in the forums. Me? No, I don't. Like Tommy Adams posts something on Facebook, I'm like, oh, that's happening, and then I see that's when I have a chance to get on Facebook. So,
This is entirely tangential, but still related to what we're talking about. But the impact VC has on making some miniatures forgotten or exclusive is so incredible to watch. I'm what's the big demon guy? Corvor or whatever. I'm
The tainted
100% convinced that they released the unpainted version of him just because like someone metrics saw, people are buying this up online, we might as well re-release it. Like I'm 100% VC had that influence on that.
I know. I saw.
absolutely.
It's not impossible.
Okay, well, again, this is okay. Help me understand this. C3V brings you Wave CV11, otherwise known as Wave 24. Okay, I think that needs a little bit of explanation just for us to figure out what does that mean. What does CV11 mean, and why is it not CV11 and Wave 24?
Yeah, I believe it's Customs of Valhalla Wave 11. So this is the 11th C3V Wave.
Okay.
However, because the classic waves only went up to Wave 13, and now Wave 24, this is not the 24th VC wave. The first VC wave was Wave 14. Just picking up right where Classic left off, if that makes sense.
So following the Classic, and Renegade has nothing to do with it then. Renegade has its own waves, and we're just following the Classic.
Right. Yep. The number. Right. Renegade's wave numbering isn't factored into that.
Typically, they don't have wave; they have arcs. So it's
True. Yeah.
Right. Like Renegade's release schedule is in release packaging is very different than how Hasbro used to do it. And so
Sure.
C3V is in general continued the aesthetic and even the release structure of Classic, Hasbro Classic, to the extent that it makes sense.
So yeah, you can imagine like these being in like a blister pack then, kind of, because that's as much as you can fit. So it makes sense then there's like 4 at a time or so. Okay. I don't see anything wrong
That's
with that.
why like you'll never find a unique hero released in the same pack as a common squad in a C3V wave.
Okay. So then that means we have pack 1, pack 2, pack 3, pack 4, I notice. And just pack 1 Heroes of a Sundered Age. And so that's why we have just these are 4 uniques then, correct? Right.
Yes, 4 unique heroes.
And then we have pack 2, question mark, pack 3, question mark, pack 4, question mark. And so the question marks just keep on popping up like, okay, well then what's next and when? We don't have to talk about it now, but that's in my head. So
Yep.
I'm thinking, but okay, Colborn, right? Colborn? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, but Jordan.
There's a long history of Heroscape names with diverse pronunciations. I say Kolbjorn, but
Kolbjorn, yeah, okay. That's the
yeah.
that would be the Valhallan Norse
Colby.
aesthetic. So Colby, Colby, and so anything that stands out to us, Josiah, for this.
So, more of a general question is, what is his like? Because he's obviously inspired by like a historical. Is he kind of like a Gaelic, kind of druidic type, like his inspiration? Or I'm trying to see like where his source inspiration came from.
So I see him as more North American, sort of kind of Paleolithic time period. So after like dinosaurs, but like before like standard Native American setting. So kind of like the wilds of Canada, like almost a, when I see the miniature, what's the video game, like
Turok?
I'm blanking on it.
Turok.
What?
Turok the Dinosaur Hunter? Or Turok, yeah, Turok.
Yeah.
Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, yeah.
Yeah, kind of that, and that's alluded to in Kolbjorn's bio as well. A
Uh-huh.
little bit about the
I didn't mean to skip that.
the elders describing these gigantic reptiles, who he's never gotten to actually hunt. But after being summoned to Valhalla, has finally gotten the chance to hunt the prey that he's only heard stories about.
Oh, that's cool.
And
I have this model. He's a cool one to have. Oh, and Tribesman, yeah.
Yeah, the tribesman. That's the first thing I saw. So I'm like, this can go with like the Makwa, the Mohicans, right?
Mohicans, you know.
Yes.
And that's cool.
This guy's synergy web is kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah. He's got a pretty diverse synergy web. There's a lot of fun armies that you can slot him into.
And Dan's saying I think he just bought the Magic Dragon or the Magic Time Dragon. Good for you, Dan. Good for you. See, you're beating me to the punch. I have to manage this stream, so I can't get on right now.
Because he works with, so I'm just trying to kind of get a sense of him because I think he does so much. I have to like play with him a couple of times.
Sure.
Essentially, you can put him into hunter armors. You can put him into like more scout builds with the Makwa as kind of a tribesman, or like there's just with the Mohicans as a tribesman bonder. There's just a lot of very interesting ways to play this person, and it's very unique. Not a lot of defense, but I mean that he's almost like a mid between like a support and just kind of like just a centerpiece of an art. Like he doesn't do a lot of damage, but he can do a lot of things, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, he was. I know the design team originally, one of their goals was for him to help facilitate an army build that incorporated both Teeth of the Makwa and the Mohicans together in a single army.
Cool.
Not that would necessarily be the most competitive version of that army, but right now, before Kolbjorn showed up, there's really not much synergy between the Teeth of the Makwa and the Mohicans.
Right.
No.
Whereas Kolbjorn makes it a lot easier to run both of them and have a lot of control over when to flex order markers between the Mohicans and the Teeth of the Makwa.
Cool.
I'm excited to run this guy with Duned just for that surprise Duned snipe. Because now you have that versatility to. I mean, it's not the best, but it's a fun little use because you can move it to Duned, and then you can remove someone's order markers, and they weren't prepped for it, which I think is a really fun ability.
Right.
Oh,
especially because Duned requires you to use Crippling Gaze before moving. It can be really hard to set Duned up properly Whereas with Kolbjorn, if there's nobody within 4 spaces of Doomed, that's fine. You don't need to put an order mark on him. But as soon as people do move in within 4 spaces, then it can be Doone's time to shine, and then you can roll a 5 or something.
Yeah.
I do want to just read the stats real quick, because I understand our Spotify or audio listeners won't be able to see what's on the screen, so I do want to give them just that rundown real quick of Kolborn and the rest.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's 5 life, move of 5, range of 6, attack of 3, defense of 2, 80 points. Human, unique hero, tribesman, fearsome, medium 5. Follows Uller, and then I'm not going to read the special abilities. Y'all, if you're interested enough, listen to Spotify, just go to the link of this page and you'll see it. But Fearsome Stalker, Giant Slayer, and Call to Hunt, and we're talking about that anyway. So, all right, anything else? Anything else about this character?
This is, I think, a character that represents how many deviations of VC, to the point where VC is almost branched off to its own kind of circle. Like you were talking about the black hole, how things are starting to kind of just lead on each other more so than just the classic scape alone. It still incorporates that, but you can run this guy with Varks, you can run this guy with Makwa. There's a lot of custom units that he can slit easily, and maybe even better than just classic units. He's a very interesting unit. I've been dying to try him out. I was thinking about playing him in the OHSRS. I forget which one had him open, but I was I don't know if he fits in the format, but he's just kind of interesting. I like you were asking me about how units I like to play. I like units that can do a lot of things and fit in a lot of places. So I'm happy with this guy.
Yeah, another fun build I've seen him used in. It's not necessarily competitive, but a Badru Werewolf Lord army. Gives you a little bit more flexibility in terms of, because you can start the order markers on the Werewolf Lord to try to get the if you want a chance at the whatever it's called, the Moon Frenzy, the Moon Frenzy bonding, or if it's not an opportune time for that, you can flex it right over to the Badru instead. Is another fun little synergy. Again, not necessarily competitive, but I think there's a lot of room in Heroscape for armies that are interesting and fun to run, especially against other interesting and fun armies, even if neither of them are something that you would necessarily bring to a cheese tournament.
And yes, Blue Dragon bricks. These are customs, but they're official, unofficial customs.
That's what I like phrasing it too. Yeah.
So they're made by the community, and you can potentially take them to tournaments, certain tournaments that will allow them, which really all over the country, and even at ScapeCon or what's the con out in Utah? That's been
con.
Was that?
No, that's Hexagon. Hexagon, yeah.
Hexagon's in Kentucky. No, there was another one out west, but
the Summit.
The Summit, yeah, Scape Summit.
Yeah.
So those and other smaller venues will be able to include these as well. So, very. And I probably spend the rest of my life, and I probably want to be able to. I still probably want to be able to collect all VC customs, but
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, they're really cool. So there's it. So again, this is this one is that you want to find it. The figure used for this unit is a Pathfinder Battles figure from Kingmaker. Its model name number are Stag Lord 18. Although good luck finding them now, because they're usually all taken.
This one's pretty cheap. You can get him for less than $8 usually.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I think
try and find them on
I
now.
I recall him still being pretty readily available for not
cool.
too much money.
Cool. And then next up is Leslie Coyote Kane. I imagine that he does not like being called Leslie. As long as it is a he. I'm pretty sure it's a he, because it got that scar face. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Let me see here. Oh, okay. We got an outlaw instead of a lawman. Oh, nice.
We do.
I'm just glancing at the lore for a second. Now, this is the one that I least looked at. But I always loved the outlaw lawman type of aesthetic, and I'm glad this out of this first wave this is included. with them. I have pretty much all the lawmen, or I'm assembling all the lawmen, so this is probably notable enough to put in my repertoire. Repertoire. Yeah. At the very least, I could just ask like a Die Spirit to just print it out and paint it for me or something, you know.
Or me, you know.
Yeah, or Josiah.
This one's like, I always view this one as just kind of an inverse of Guilty McCreech, which is kind of that same role. You know, you just get that ranged attacker that can do some heavy stuff and then die. Except he yeah, that's I thought it was on silence. I like him. The Outlaws need a little bit of just bolstering currently because I think they're considerably less more impactful compared to Lawmen. So
and they really compete against the Lawmen. Are they really? I feel like the villains should be a little bit more, you know, powerful or chaotic or whatever to the Lawmen. The Lawmen army is so good that it goes against so well against so many other armies.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
So it's so nice to see Outlaws take a scene.
Let me read the stats for this real quick, so everybody knows. So this is Leslie Coyote Kane. Vidar is the general. 3 life, move of 5, range of 7, attack of 2, defense of 2, 40 points. Human, unique hero, outlaw, vengeful, medium 5. And the special abilities are Eye for an Eye and Opportunist. Okay, proceed.
Yeah, so Eye for an Eye basically just lets him attack additional times for every wound on his army card. And then Opportunist gives him 1 extra attack die if he's attacking a figure that does not have any revealed order markers on its army card. It's okay if they have unrevealed order markers, but as long as there's no revealed order markers on the figure that he's attacking, he gets +1 attack. Which, combined with multiple attacks through Eye for an Eye, can mean that he can punch quite a bit higher than his 40 points would suggest.
Yeah, this guy's great because he's like a low defense bonding assassin. Essentially, you can use him or like things like something like Maladrix, you know, with the Festering Honor Guard. He can attack 3 of the Honor Guard in a single turn because they don't have the order markers on them because it's all placed on Maladrix, and they have low enough defense that he can punch a serious hole in that army, and before they even can get to him, which is super nice.
Yeah, Opportunist is a surprisingly useful ability. Like, it's also a really fun puzzle in terms of trying to figure out which figures to prioritize attacking at what point. Like, do you want to attack? Typically speaking, you want to be attacking the figures that have your opponent's order markers on them because they're going to be the biggest threats. Whereas Opportunist might change that math a little bit, depending on the situation, of course.
The Buccaneers of Tortuga or whatever they're called have similar ability or same ability, right?
Yes, they've got the exact same ability. They're also Opportunist.
It's different when you're playing in the melee though, because that's a little bit harder to set up. This guy can get into a little perch and pick things off. You know, if kind of mid to late game, because he's got that range. He's not gonna. He's there for a strong time, not a long time.
Yes, exactly. But especially with the Tombstone Gunslingers, which is the common outlaw.
Yep.
Not really a squad, but they feel kind of like a squad in practice.
It's fun.
They require you to have order markers on outlaw heroes as well to be most effective. So getting to add another outlaw hero to the handful that we already have, I think is really good for the faction, which previously was pretty limited in terms of your options there.
All right.
Absolutely.
All these are fun, but let's move on. Okay, we have let's see here. This figure is used for you can see him right there. There he is, like in the canyon. And see, there's some. What were these guys again? What are these commons again? I have
the Tombstone Gunslinger.
Tombstone Gunslinger, correct. And actually,
Mad Dog Below.
Yeah, you repaint it into a Mag Dog balloon, which I did. I did do that. So I'm developing my cowboy army as well. But
two figures for the price of one.
there you go.
Yeah.
And you have to buy, since the gunslingers are commons, you try to buy as much as you can, but yes, absolutely. And this Leslie Coyote Kane figure is a DC HeroClix figure from the Jonah Hex Battle Pack. The name of the figure it used is Jonah Hex. So there you are.
Yep.
He's a bit harder to find.
Yeah.
Yes, that pack is harder to find. It comes with 2 other miniatures, which both already have released C3V army cards for them. I believe that
helps.
Josie Whistlestop and Garrett Burns are the other 2 C3V figures that would come in that pack, who also happen to be the other 2 outlaw heroes for the faction.
Nice.
Very cool.
So you guys are keeping in the family then, basically. So
Yeah.
that's nice. All right, here's one. This one's interesting. Rodin Saren, right?
Yes.
Yes.
A Meridian.
Yeah. How is this? I love the sculpt on this. So Rodin Saren.
It's such a cool sculpt.
Aquila, 4 life, move a 6, range of 5, attack 4, defense 3, 85 points. Meridian, as what was said, unique hero, fighter, resolute, medium 5. Got some interesting abilities here. Prioritize power systems, kinetic energy power cells, and energy pulse rifle. So, okay. Okay, Joe, champing at the bit. What do you think?
Oh, this one's so cool. I mean, definitely not as popular as our next one, but definitely this is. I'm so happy to see a Meridian. My friends love the Meridian faction, and to see which is interesting, not labeled as a Soulborg, even though it does look like a robot. So I don't know if it's a guy in a suit or I don't know if it says anything.
So this is someone that's originally from Alpha Prime, then?
Yes, this is the. Let me put on Jeremy's hat for a second here. So Meridians are the kind of the resistance force, a la like Terminator, that are resisting the the robot overlords on Alpha Prime and on Isadora, the prison planet. Traditionally, they've used Star Wars figures, so I really appreciate not. You see my shirt. I'm a Star Wars guy, so I appreciate that we're not using a Star Wars figure, because I know it's just a model, it doesn't matter, but it does drive me crazy. Like some of the Meridians are just rebels, and so I like the sculpt a lot more.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Yeah, right. Definitely a solid unit. I'll read the stats this time, Ryan. So we got a life of 4.
Oh, I already read it. I already read Rodin Saren.
You already read it? Where was I?
I don't know. I just read it, but you can read the special abilities though if you want.
I'll read the special abilities, yeah, because even for myself, I need to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 special powers. Prioritized power systems. For each wound marker on this card, subtract 1 from Rodin Saren's attack and add 1 to his defense. So, fascinating enough, his attack 4 and life 4 is insane, because
it's kind of like a mobile
his defense
armor,
is going to just keep going up. Yeah.
You won't be able to do any damage, so you can use him late to take on a glyph when he's kind of low, and he'll sit there for a while, which is nice.
Yeah. So like send him in, get wounded up, put him on a glyph. Oh, perfect.
Cool.
And then you have kinetic energy power cells. If Rodin Saren takes no wounds from a normal attack by an opponent's figure, you may place an energy marker on this card. Up to a maximum of 2 energy markers can be placed on this card. So then we have energy pulse rifle. So we power him up to do what? Attack. After attacking normally with Rodin Saren, you may remove an energy marker from this card and attack again.
Nice.
This
Excellent.
is fun. I love units that always have something to do, and this is a unit that always, no matter what state of the game he's in, he is contributing to the. I just noticed he's a fighter. and I know there's some future stuff that was teased for fighter synergy, so I'm really excited. I don't forget the exact how it all works, but fighters are about to get a lot more valuable in the future. Is that right? I'm on this right train of thought here, right?
So, as it stands now, it's mostly human fighters.
Human fighters. Okay.
Human fighters. Partially because the B11 resistance fighters, which is the Meridian squad, really buffing them too much gets problematic really quickly. So Meridian fighters, I don't believe currently benefit
Okay.
too much from the new fighter synergies that are coming, I think. And of course, by the time that faction is released, that could change. But yeah, we'll see.
Is there any synergies with this unit currently?
Well, definitely synergies with the M43.
That's yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, so the common Meridian squad is able to, I believe, they're a common squad of 3, and they've got like 2 attack, 6 range, and whenever they attack an opponent's figure, after taking a turn with them, for every opponent's figure that they attacked, you can move 1 other Meridian figure up to 3 spaces. So as a Meridian, you can get passive development for free with those figures as well.
Nice. Really nice, interesting history. Definitely, y'all check it out for sure. And to find out, let's see here, what sculpt is Starfinder Battles miniature from the Galactic Villains set. The name of the figure is Aeon Guard.
Yep, and that is another pack that is a little bit more difficult to find right now.
Mm-hmm.
However, all of the figures, I believe all but one of the figures in that pack are going to have cards released for them in the nearish future.
Try and find.
I think I know which one
Hint,
will
hint,
have
hint,
one.
hint, hint, guys. Hint, 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 hint.
Yeah, because I have Rodin Saren. I have that pack. So I got Rodin. I got the next one that we got coming up.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's get into it. I think this is my top favorite one too, Betacron, because you can never have enough white and bluish Soulborgs that are under Jandar's banner. You just cannot
Amen.
have.
That's what I'm so mad. Side tangent, but Deflecticron. I wish it was Deflecticron because I think his color scheme would have looked so cool in white and blue. And just Jandar needed the Soulborg.
I still got this guy. I'm just
promo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Deflecticron, yes, but I'm talking about like VC stuff. Here, I'm just gonna go. See, I got it. I'm still in the middle of painting it, but it is like it is currently all white there. So that's a thing on my table. But this guy, Betacron, we just Soulborgs just everywhere. I love it so much.
I love Soulborgs.
And this Betacron is, let me just read the stats real quick. Betacron Jandar, 2 life, move of 5, range of 5, attack of 1, defense of 3, 45 points. Soulborg, unique hero, sentinel, vigilant, medium 4. Joe, if you want to read the special abilities, you can again.
I absolutely will. Omnicron Patrol. After revealing an order marker on a Soulborg squad that follows Jandar, instead of moving normally with that squad, you may move Betacron up to 5 spaces. He's just hijacking other people's turns. I love this. This is fantastic. I didn't even know this was a possibility as a power. Now I want to see other people like with other types of factions, have powers like this. It's such a great design space.
So it could be you or your opponent that does that then.
Oh yeah, it's not tied to your team.
No, it is tied to your team.
Oh,
it's instead of moving normally with that, right. So if your opponent has a Soulborg squad that follows Jandar, you can't
Okay, gotcha.
take over their turn.
Okay,
It is your own.
that would be cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's after revealing an order marker.
Yes.
You know, but even so, like it's just the idea that it's like you have an option now, and it's not even on like the other person's card. Like you're essentially bonding with the Omnicron snipers without that, because which is also part of the whole idea, because all the other I didn't say the other, but the Ryan, the one that you what's the one that you're painting right now? Oh, I can't think of his name.
Zetacron?
Omegacron.
Metacron.
Omegacron.
Yeah.
Essentially, you know, is the idea that you're bonding with other things but him. So it's so cool to just see that kind of design space still have a new interesting possibility. But then he also has that famous power that all of the Jandar robots have, is Deadly Shot. When attacking with Betacron, all skulls rolled count for 1 additional hit, which is obviously why he's going to attack of 1, because it counts for 2. And then finally, my favorite power, Sentry Mode 15. Once per turn, when an opponent's hero or squad figure moves onto a space within 5 clear sight spaces of Betacron and ends its move, if Betacron is not engaged with another figure, you may roll the 20-sided die. If you roll a 15 or higher, that figure receives 1 wound. Yes! Yes! So, I now that we've gone over all of this, essentially the VC team has put together a portal turret with legs.
That's nice.
Pretty much, yes.
And I love that to no end, because I've come up with a portal turret power that's like essentially this exact same thing. Now, instead of Omnicron Patrol, I had a power called Lightweight, which allowed other medium and large figures, medium, large, and huge figures to be able to pick up the turret and move him around.
Oh, fun.
So seeing a power that's very similar in the sense is just with the same theming is so. Oh, it's so awesome! It's so awesome.
This is an interesting unit. It requires a lot of, I think, patience with this one because he's so fragile.
Yes.
But also, I like that Concan potential synergy, so you could get some spicy rolls if you're wanting to set that up as well.
Yeah,
I like the tailored Omnicron build. You add this guy. You get your a tailored Omnicron sniper build. Yeah. So you bring up your Omnicron snipers, and then when you want to just establish them, and you don't have to move them anymore, then you can start moving this guy up, and it just becomes a little bit more of a solid wall than it usually is. And tailored's just hanging back there, but this is with the other Omnicron snipers, and it just gives a little bit more headache to your opponent. That's one thing I really like about that.
Yeah, it's just the extra oversight. Like, I would never see him as the primary. Primary. Oh my god, my mouth really isn't working today. Primary attacker, right? Like, he's just like, oh, every so often, like, oh, I'm not gonna take a turn with the snipers. I'll move him up. And then you can still attack with the snipers. You
don't even need an order marker on this card. That's the thing with Sentry Mode 15. It could be just standing right by the Omnicron snipers. Someone moves into a space trying to take out an Omnicron sniper, and this thing just Sentry modes someone, especially like a common squad figure that usually just has 1 life. Boom, it's what, 75% chance, but that's better than nothing. That's pretty nice. Nothing. Not putting the order marker, not having to put an order marker on this thing. That's huge.
Yeah, it's got some really strong passive utility.
Absolutely.
Cliff Crabbing is a great utility for this one as well, just because you can move them up on the cliffs, and then pretty much if things start getting closer, you have a chance to kind of knock them down, buy you some more time on that cliff with some key cliffs that could be really important on the right map. I wish he had a little bit more defense as a kind of like downside to him, but I get why he doesn't. But I wish he had like defensive 5. It just to life.
I
'Cause
don't.
I would-
You would hate that. Come on, you would hate that so much.
The other factor for the defense and the life is I'm not sure if you've had a chance to see the miniature in person, but the miniature itself is smaller than you
Oh,
would
he's
is-
scrawny, so he's
Very
just a little
tiny.
guy.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
He's real
Yeah.
scrawny. That's
He
next
He
to a
looks bigger on the
repulsor.
card. I thought he was like
Mhm.
towering
He does.
over the snipers
Oh,
with that.
no.
Nope. He's just a little guy.
Scrawny.
Here he is.
Still
This is
fairly
the
good.
same picture, by the way. I have 2 figures. They're exactly the same.
Wait, hold on a second, Joe. Hold on a second, Joe. Here.
I see
Put 'em up,
no
put 'em-
difference between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. What he said. Exactly.
they're the same.
They're the exact same.
Have you
picture.
gotten to actually try Betacron out yet, Joe? Or
No, I haven't. I haven't. Next time I have my friends over, I'm gonna absolutely put an army together with Omegacron and Betacron and snipers.
Mhm.
Nice.
It's gonna be an absolute
can't wait.
blast.
This just expands because I really love the Taylord Omnicron sniper build. Just that alone is fun to use. But to intermingle these guys, just to see what they do, is going to be fun as well. Just to kind of enhance that army build. Just because it's one of my faves now. It's one of my faves that when I can use it, I love using it. All right, where do we get this guy? Or unless there's anything else need to be said about this.
Oh, I just was thinking about how he works in a repulsor build because repulsors is that
Mhm.
they don't get it's if someone attacks when they're next to them. So I guess it's still not the best with repulsors, but
Poor repulsors.
there's some utility there if you want to get that extra attack with Concan and Taylord. You can have this guy be attacking 4 double skulls, and then you get height.
Hey,
For sure.
Not the best build. I wouldn't recommend it.
No, but it definitely sounds like something up your alley, though.
Yeah.
That's why you keep suggesting it.
Exactly.
I like the repulsors. They're little guys, but they're just not that good. But
I will say, even outside of Omnicron Patrol, for the 45 points, I've seen him used very effectively, even in like non-Omnicron builds.
yeah.
You can
sure.
run this guy even without using Omnicron Patrol at all.
You can
He's
other
still-
other Slowborg squad or other Slowborgs out there, so don't necessarily need it for sure.
Well,
That's
even
the
so, like I
filler.
said, like without even using Omnicron, like just for Sentry mode alone,
Mhm.
to
You
me
can just
is
move
like a
them.
great filler.
Oh yeah.
Just
Like
an
a-
absolute
Oh
great
my
filler.
goodness, yes.
Brunak, like you could pair this guy with Raylan if you're kind of crazy and
Dude.
willing to do that little, or you give a little
Dude.
aura of protection
Well,
from like
can you
people
imagine
approaching
this?
from.
Honestly,
One less figure.
Raylan
Raylan-
bodyguard.
Raylan.
Yep.
Straight up,
Uh,
anyone coming towards Raylan, he's like, nah.
But guys,
Get him out.
Guys, Raylan, rats, this.
Okay, it's not
There
that
you go.
powerful. All right, it's not
There
like
you go. There you
it's
go.
like oh god, crazy.
Someone's like trying to
throwing
fight off the
rats in
rats,
there.
and this thing's just going. Well, they're Soulborgs, so it's like instead of moving.
It has
with
to be
them-
Jandor, unless you're
Well,
playing in
no.
that
Oh,
game
that's
mode.
right. Oh, that follows Jandar. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget what I said.
Unless
Okay.
you're playing in that game mode that I suggested, I think the last podcast, where you can switch out one of the like key details. It's like if it's the Valkyrie General, or it's
That's my
race
favorite
or whatever.
format to play on.
Yeah, like if it's one of those, like honestly, like the next time if they does that, I have to ask Vidar 33 if he's gonna run that next Halloween or April Fools. I think he ran it for. Like I'm absolutely taking, like as an army like that, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna take rats and I'll switch it out so that I can move them around, but also move Betacron around. Like
Mhm.
simple
It's
thing.
like synergies unlocked.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, to find this miniature, Starfinder battles, galactic villains. This is a patrol class security robot, and as
And again, like the previous one, I believe
Mhm.
this comes in a pack where all of the other miniatures in that pack either have cards already released for them or will have C3V cards released for them.
so just get the pack.
The other figures, I think, in here. Do you remember if there was 2 or 5? I mean, 4 or 5. because I have two other figures readily available. And you tell me which one.
Yeah, hold on a second, Joe. Here, we can
I
kind of close
believe
this. here in a
those are
second.
both. Yes, those are both
Mercenaries,
also
right?
from the Galactic Villains pack.
Look at that
Yeah.
brain. Look at the brain. Pinky on the
For
brain.
how much I hope the
Brain-
brain is
Look at the
there.
brain.
I will say the brain currently is not
That's what I assume.
guaranteed. The brain is not guaranteed to have a card released for it.
Oh,
All of the
Yeah.
other features are though.
Yeah.
things like so.
I would assume out of all that pack, I would assume that one doesn't really fit too far into anything.
I mean, look, I'm not saying the brain won't have a card released for it, but I'm saying everything else definitely will.
Got it.
Just give the brain and slave 7, and then we're set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here you go.
I keep trying to tell the rest of the team to do that, but
And a couple of questions, Luke, before we move on.
yeah, of course.
Well, one thing, because I wanted to look up like these particular units in the books of like C3V, and last time I checked, they weren't there yet. Are they there now, or is it still going to take a little bit of time for them to be set up?
I believe they are. I know there are book threads made for all of them. I'm very confident about that.
Okay.
Whether or not the indexes have been updated with them, I'm not
Checking right now,
100% sure. But
I'll
let me
I'll
just
let everybody
double-
know.
Yeah.
Let me check.
As we're recording this.
See it on the
Um,
indexes.
Are
Yeah,
they-
it doesn't. It doesn't look like they're in the index yet.
Okay. Okay,
Which
so-
is something that, at least not in the sort by set and pack. And let's just check B for Betacron. No, it does not look like they're in the index yet, but I know that the individual threads have been made already.
Yeah, but .org does have them. So if anyone wants to go check out them online, you can read all their powers and stats on heroscape.org.
Heroscape.org, yes. Okay, and as well, when is the next like Wave 25? When do we think that's coming?
No,
out?
it would be Wave 24 Part 2,
Wave 24.
Pack 2.
Well, technically, yeah, you're right. Pack 2. Any clues? Any hints?
I'll say
26 or
sometime
27?
in
You tell me.
Oh, okay.
Whoop.
If you look
Okay.
at that little blurb at the end of that post,
Yeah, the nearish.
we're working hard at the finishes of a larger release in the nearish future, but are hoping to continue our normal pack releases in the meantime, which would imply that the larger release would be something other than a normal pack release. And that's all I'll say about that.
Sure,
Okay. All right.
that's fair.
All right. No worries. And you could have said, I cannot say a word or peep, and that would have been fine too, but thank you for that. All right.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, the nearish future is what we're hoping for.
Good.
But,
Good.
yeah.
Awesome.
In the meantime,
Gonna have
Wave
fun.
24 will continue rolling out.
And yeah, and for Luke and the rest of the C3V team, like I was so giddy when I saw the news,
Well,
and I'm so happy
Tabletop Bro
that
beat us
that
to
you
it,
guys
so you know.
are back to it. This is fantastic. This is such a great opener for the continuation of
Whoop. Joe.
I think my
Joe, you are. I know you're about to say something meaningful, but I think something you might drop.
I'm
Technical difficulties, folks. Technical difficulties. Hold on, we'll see if we can. Although I like that freeze frame. You know, he's like,
Yes, that is the.
yeah, okay, there it goes. There it goes.
oh
No,
nothing.
It's back.
Not back yet.
no.
Time dragon attack.
Seems
Apparently.
like it a little bit. But
There it is.
okay, there you go. Okay, Joe, finish what you got. Finish what you
Hey,
got.
goes back.
Did you guys not hear any of it? Did I order
Just a little
everything
bit,
froze?
but
Joe, you
Just
froze
go ahead,
like this for like.
I saw. I'll get another freeze frame going. But yeah, so I'll do a small little repeat. Like I was overwhelmed and thrilled that VC is back, and these are such a great addition to the Heroscape Index for the custom community. I'm just so happy because I've been waiting for this even before Age of Annihilation even was announced, right? And so this was long time coming. It's about time. I'm so thankful. So
Thank you, Joe. That's really kind of you to say. And like I said, the team of people working on these releases is really incredible. And I'm just very grateful to be able to bounce ideas off them and contribute my part to what makes these things happen.
Were any of these your designs, or like I don't know how like the full process works, but were any of these that you're like, I like this unit, let's see if we can make this going, or kind of, because I know it's a team process.
Yeah. So the design process in C3V is very collaborative. Of these 4 figures, I believe that Betacron is always going to have a special place in my heart because I believe Sentry Mode was actually one of the earliest design suggestions that I made in C3V after joining the design team. Betacron had already had a draft design that had Omnicron Patrol, and I think I know at one point he had a Soulborg healing power or something, and then a range boost. There were a few different variations, but then I looked at the sculpt and I'm okay, that looks kind of like a little sentry turret type thing going on, and so I was how about this sentry mode power? And then the original version that I pitched looked a little bit different. I believe it actually involved I believe it was a 50-50 chance to hit, so it only needed to be an 11 or higher, but required you to remove an unrevealed order marker from his army card to activate it. So yeah, for various reasons, I'm really happy with where it ended up. I think it's a lot cleaner design. But yeah, so Betacron is probably the design that I had the most input into of this batch. Then Coyote Kane, Leslie was the other one who I believe it was me and Pumpkin King, Comrade PK, worked together on the draft of that design. But that miniature in particular has gone through a long history of revisions for various reasons. And so it's very, very happy to see it finally released in its final form to join the ranks of the Outlaws.
Yeah. I just want to share something real quick. I pulled up my portal turret card, and that it made me realize, because what you had just said about the revealing an order marker, that's literally what I had too when I came up with the idea. Here, let me zoom in on here. So same thing, right? I had deadly shot, and I had trip sensor.
No kidding! You even down to the deadly shot.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
And then the lightweight, but I had attack of 2, which I think was very deadly. I only compensated that way because it can't move, right?
Right.
So but then again, that's obviously a balance change. It's not. I don't play tested maybe a handful of times, nothing. And I was this is maybe a little too powerful, but yeah, as soon as you said, maybe use the reveal an order mark, I'm I think that's what I did. It's
Yep.
So
that's too funny.
Still kind of cool.
Well, once again, I was so thrilled to see that figure. How that power was so awesome.
Joe, show it just one more time, because I didn't
Sure.
I didn't balloon up your screen, so just show it again one more time so people can take a look at that. It's the beauty of Heroscape is just creating your own customs, you know.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's such a great design space to work in.
And it's like I had a similar experience. Like I didn't really custom design my own, but it happened. Watch Skateboard's video that he just released. It was literally when I was on one of my editing streams, just talking with people in the community, that all of a sudden this like radio Soulborg Deathwalker 500 was kind of born. It was a very interesting type of process, because I'm like, well, I can't do this, but any of y'all want to try and do it. And within a couple of days, someone had a card available. So that it was quite fun how that turned out. But yeah, there's that, guys. Never stop. If you have ideas or want to create something, even if it's not an unofficial official custom. All customs are really fun. They're really fun just to have you engage. Another way of engaging in with the game. So yeah, that's really cool. All right. Well, with that, that's taking a look at just giving a well, maybe not so brief, but an overview of C3V Wave 24. Lots of good opportunities there. Now, how about we dive into, before we sign off tonight, we dive into some comments, because we have a bucket load of comments to go through from the past, because there's been a few streams since we actually read some of these. So they're backing up, guys. They're backing up, so we got to do some housekeeping and take a look at them. So
Do it.
let's get on here. Where's that window? Window. Must get the window. There, I think that's it. Let's pop that up. All right. So this is from, I think this is from one of our older streams. We haven't had a chance to talk about it, but we got to talk about like a Heroscape Valhalla type restaurant, and so we had.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that was my favorite episode.
We had
we went off the rails with that one.
Oh yeah, for like.
We had fun.
Usually Ryan keeps us pretty constrained, but me and Joe were so hungry. I made the biggest sandwich after that stream. No joke.
We were hungry.
Yeah.
Me and Joe are like held on by like fishing wire on task because we want to ramble.
It was fun.
All right, so what does Garenex have for us?
All right, the Drake Alexander, either a burger and fries combo or a steak and potato combo, whichever feels
the bare
more
bones, just
American.
like easy. Okay.
How about actually, like, does ribs sound more American than either of those though? Maybe like a.
I mean,
rib.
I would say burger and fries would be the Drake Alexander, but I was almost thinking of
what about all three? A burger, fries, and ribs, just all together. Forget the bun.
There's a restaurant here in
Bun's
Kansas
optional.
that has a brisket burger, a little bit of rib meat on top of your burger. I go for that.
Then we have Minions of Utgar spicy hot wings.
Spicy
Type of hot wings, yeah.
Oh my god.
The wings
Minions
are Kyrie
Minion
though.
wings. Like, hey, can I get 2 orders of Minion wings over here, please?
Exactly.
And they're just like super spicy. Like, they got that. Like Deadly
hot
Strike,
Cheeto
Deadly
crust.
Strike sauce. It's the Deadly Strike sauce.
Obsidian Guards spicier wings are jalapeno poppers.
Oh no, absolutely jalapeno poppers.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, something like that for sure. And Raylan bacon because she goes with everything. Well,
Sounds good.
Oh, that's
Yo,
lovely, Paul.
I love that.
That's great. Kelda blue cheese to heal from the spiciness, which may or may not kill you. You never know. Just careful with that D20 roll. What is that? Torkona, corned beef, and cabbage for reasons.
Yeah, I can see that for reasons. Yes.
No, I would have Nagrub nuggets is what I would have. But
Oh, nugget.
There you go.
Those are like tater tots. Yeah.
We're on a roll tonight, guys.
Oh my
Edelburn,
god.
a giant fluffy pancake due to his added art. Giant fluffy pancake. Nilfheim, vanilla milkshake.
Vanilla milkshake. Yo, I can see that. Yes.
Major Q11.
I wonder if
Yeah,
they
go
can
ahead.
stick like either like plastic pieces or like actual like ice like into the milkshake
I'll
to
take
make
it.
like to be like the zigzags, you know?
It's gotta be a flavored
You get
ice.
three attacks.
Like a flavored ice, maybe. You know, I don't know if you can do that.
Or you have to share it with two other people. So there's 3 straws coming out of it. Because you can't. Because is it? Can you attack the same figure more than once with her? I don't remember.
Each person
No,
can only get 1 sip. That's the rules.
Rules come with every dish, you know.
yeah.
In order to take this much, you must roll a 20-sided die. If you get a 5 or less, then you don't eat this round. You must roll the d20 again. You know.
You pull out like a reverse Uno card, but it's just Nigok Sa, and you roll the 20, you get to take someone's meal.
Oh my gosh.
If you roll a dime, you just go up to someone's table and just throw it off.
Yes.
Heroscape. No, that's a Heroscape restaurant. That we didn't even think about rolling the d20 or rolling the skulls and the shields while you're eating. That you're not going there to eat. You're going there for the experience.
Yeah.
Eat something is just a plus.
Oh no.
I would totally go to that restaurant. Major Q11 giant breakfast sandwich, because if it's going to fall apart and you'll have to rebuild it 11 times
before you're done.
Damn right. That is I don't swear too much in this, but damn right.
That's so good.
Paul, you just inspired us all over again with
Thank you
this.
so much.
Agree again.
Telling you, where's that restaurant?
Who's gonna eat?
Honestly, I'm
origami?
writing that one as an idea, and I'm gonna
Heroscape theme restaurant.
we ask the community to hand in stuff, and we're gonna go over stuff in a whole video.
And
I have to do
the
it now.
menu
It's so
comes
interesting.
in individual game cards, and it has the thing and all the rules having to do with whatever dish you're getting, and so everything comes with a d20 and your skull and shield dice, and you have to eat it in that way. That's just how it rolls.
You get handed what looks like a binder, and it's just like the cards of that's the orders.
Guys, we're taking this to a whole nother freaking level. It's just
So your table essentially builds an army, and the price is the point value.
we got to talk about this during backstage, but yes. Oh, Paul, thank you so much for that comment. That's great. All right. Dragon Fist 1. Instead of a new castle set, we need a huge pirate ship that you can place figures on. Ship should have cannons and stuff like that. Would be like a cannon being another type of a thing that's just there. Like what's the phrase for it? A destructible
object.
Yeah,
Yeah.
destructible object.
Objects that are interactable is my biggest desire for
Heck
Escape.
yeah. Heck yeah, no. You're not wrong, Jack. Dragon Fist. That would be a lot of fun if we had a pirate theme set.
I don't know if it's on. No, it must be underneath something else. I won't have images, but there is a creator out there in the community that makes 3D prints for stuff called Scape Creator, and he has been working on
Love
a
his
pirate
stuff.
ship.
Love his
So
stuff. Yep.
asked and answered. Maybe not by
I think
the mainstream, but someone in the community is currently working on a pirate ship.
And I've shouted him
I
out
would love to
before,
see-
but check out his Patreon. Give him some support if
Yeah.
you can, for sure.
Yeah.
If not a pirate ship, like a sky ship would be pretty sick too.
Oh,
a
yeah.
pirate ship that was like a huge Zed Nesbit that you could actually like
Well,
have figures climb
already-
up onto.
we already have a satellite
Any Bioshock
orbiting
Infinite
Valhalla,
fans? Anybody
so-
out there? Bioshock Infinite?
I already have a satellite orbiting Valhalla, so I mean that's in canon now.
Yeah.
So yeah, why not take things to the sky? I wanted things taken to the sky anyway, so I'm
even wood tiles that you could build pirate ships out of, we don't really have a lot of like structure terrain. So stuff like that would be so appreciated.
This was the really cool thing with
that'd be
high
neat.
ground tiles. High ground tiles had this 3D print, and with a 3D printer, you can actually there was this type of film. I don't know if it's out there anymore, but you print it out, and these wood tiles. Josiah, I have to like bring some with me to Gen Con for you to feel them. These wood tiles feel like the aesthetic feels like it's made out of wood, and you see them in Tales of Valhalla in like the last few episodes of season 3. They look really good too. Like these just wooden tiles on the snow. It's amazing. But yeah, no, absolutely Dragon Fist. I think we're all in agreement with you here. So thank you so much for the comment. And then we have Jonan Jello commenting and saying, and forgive me, these are from a few like podcast streams, so I can't remember which one in particular, but here we go. Jonan Jello says, great discussion. I did not realize Deflectotron has 25 points, so it's probably from one of our Wave 5 ones. I'm indifferent to the concept of Vidar's vehicle in orbit on Valhalla. We were just talking about that. Perhaps that setting would be a future master set. By the way, from what or where does Airborne Elite dropped? And so Scaper was graciously answered below. I was looking forward to those NGC lawmen. I need to check them out. Thanks for the excellent listen, everyone. Yeah, that was the talking about NGC, how they did add more stuff on there, and I actually talked to a few people who are kind of it's been updated. It was a while ago. Like
they did their final release. Yep. Pretty much it's been dissolved, but they did their final release of kind of released everything they were working on, but wasn't fully fully play tested.
And some stuff are still kind of like in their testing phase, but they released it anyway. So yeah, right now it's like nothing more, but I asked them like, is there a possibility maybe in the future? You never know. So I did reach out to whoever was in charge, because the unfortunate thing is the one person who was really gung-ho in doing it is just no longer available anymore. That moved on to other things. So we'll see if someone else...
I'm too busy for the art, so...
We'll see if someone else can take the mantle.
Roguescaper, were you involved in NGC? I'm remembering. Awesome.
I was on the team. I was mainly in charge of art, but I did pitch some ideas and some units. But
there were those are some great looking cards.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that was more my faucet there.
Love it.
Yeah, no, some great stuff. So, but yes.
So what did Soloscaper had to say?
Yeah, for the Airborne Elite, and I'll just read it here. Soloscaper says Airborne Elite get carried and dropped in by Kiri. Character bio: battle trained on the planet Earth. The Airborne Elite squad has plagued the enemy with its deadly sneak attacks. Lifted high by Valkyries and dropped behind enemy lines, they parachute down for surprise visit, then quickly fire a barrage of grenades to unleash total havoc in the enemy's own territory. Off the battlefield, the elites are a fun-loving bunch, wouldn't you know, known for their practical jokes and raucous card games. When called to action, they are unmatched in facts action, focus, and fearlessness, and you gotta have a Lieutenant Dan Toothpick Gimp and Henderson in your army, if you in your collection. If you don't, then what's wrong with you? You know, what's wrong with you?
I have 6 squads. If you need one, let me know. I'll send it your way. I'm running out of storage space here.
But yes, so yeah, that's that. So the little bit at the beginning about the Deflectotron and just the possibility of that, the possibility of maybe expansion sets or master sets not being actually on Valhalla, but being up there, like in orbit somewhere, is it's fun to think about at the very least.
If Renegade could put out, more terrain that was based on like a sci-fi spaceship thing, like, sure, I think the majority of the community might absolutely hate that.
It depends on how it plays on the battlefield.
Nuts for that.
It depends on how it plays on the battlefield. Like we all were.
Even some Vidar pillars, like sci-fi pillars, would be appreciated.
There's so many sci-fi units, but there's really nothing terrain-wise that represents.
Yeah, sci-fi terrain in destructible objects would be really, really cool.
Just
Yeah.
if we had like the AOA pillars, but they were like more pointy and kind of like had like a glow down the middle. That's all I really need. Like I don't need anything too fancy.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. Because one thing I remember talking to the team at Avalon Hill about Heroscape, and you're like, the way they were talking about the lore at the time would make me think like, wait, if they're teleporting like all these characters, you're saying that they can't also teleport maybe their terrain too? Like, why can't we get a tank? Why can't we get other structures or defensive things? Why does the terrain that we have is only like Valhalla based? So
Here's hoping.
it'd be great possibilities. Let us know in the chat, please, for next time if there's any supporters of sci-fi terrain or even like Wild West terrain, more pirate terrain, because we have pirates now in the game.
Like
what
the
are they
units.
building on Valhalla? Like where are they? You know?
Like
Or the old timey
that-
saloons at.
Yeah.
There's so many
Where are they
possibilities.
eating and drinking, and all of a sudden now it's war there? Like ruins, new types of ruins of buildings that these people are just constructing. How can they just only be living in caves? I mean, we'll take a cave too. I don't, but whatever.
Yeah, definitely take a cavern. That's another thing that High Ground made. They made this like cavern like network thing that was like a mine shaft cavern. Oh my gosh, so lovely.
They also made a gladiatorial arena, which
Yes,
was
they
like
did.
the coolest thing too.
Yes, and that's currently 3D printed by moi, and hopefully you'll all see it someday. Someday, just saying. Might be a possibility for seasons 4 and 5.
Please, Ryan, can we see the gladiatorial arena?
It's a lot.
I
of
want to
stuff
see what
print.
gladiators.
All right, thank you, John and Jello, for the comment. Okay, Ant-Man95 says, I'm very excited for all these commons, especially the Gallery and the Cracklings, but I do think the Dryans are more playable now and fun. Yes, with Wave 5, the Dryans definitely, like, that's all there is. Currently, there ain't no more. That's what Avalon Hill released, or we're setting up to release, and so there we are. We have them ready to play. There's a good fun a few of them. I think all of them can work well together on the battlefield now.
Loot Shot with Ice Trolls Swarm is so fun to play. Like if you haven't tried that out, when you get it, play that. It's really, really fun.
So many options. So yeah, thank you, Ant-Man95, for the comment. And then we have JC Bravo 8 saying, given Valhalla is full of warriors from other planets and time, it does make sense at least one of the factions would try to get space dominance. Yeah, I think this is something we speculated for a while. If Magic can pull warriors from other planets, why not via tech? And I've always assumed the higher tech groups would try to rebuild their tech bases and the fantasy races would use their magic to match them. Exactly. And I know Jason had a concern, and I think it's a halfway valid concern that he had. It's like, well, wouldn't this just create a precedent to where if you have air or orbit superiority that you could just lay waste on anyone in Valhalla, which is a possibility, but this isn't Earth we're talking about. This isn't reality Earth. This is Valhalla, where everything is thrown together. So you have magic to deflect any of that type of stuff off that could be that bad possibility here in reality. So yeah, I think that's a great take, JC Bravo. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I mean, for how much I love to imagine Halo Covenant ships coming over Valhalla, glassing it, or even having a like a Mac cannon strike, like some kind of character that has a rifle or a code or something and can pinpoint an area and have a Mac cannon strike onto the battlefield is just so cool. But yeah, no, I get Jason's thing too. It's like might be too powerful. But once again, of course, you got magic.
Yeah. Right?
And if anyone's watched Thor, you're like, in Thor's world, magic and science are one and the same.
thing.
So
Yeah.
I have problems with it because it makes Valhalla seem less mystical and more of an actual place. Valhalla has always seemed kind of separated by the bounds of reality and time. And now that we have space and places you can expand on it, it just seems like another planet. You know, like you have to ask yourself, why have we never summoned anyone from Valhalla's past? Because there's something about Valhalla that limits the Wellsprings or its influence. If you can just go to space, it just makes it seem smaller, I feel like. But
So there's
maybe
no
I'm wrong with that.
skybox.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's
It's an illusion. They go the Kyrie fly up a certain space and they get smacked into an invisible wall.
For sure.
Well, no, and it's. I know this is a subject for a debate, so we'll just have to see. I know some people like it, some people
We
like it.
should have a debate podcast sometime.
You know, the debate. Well, I mean, we still need to do the Common Squad debate sometime. You know, bring Hexala here. You know about that because I know
What was that about?
Rowan is very passionate about not using commons. So, I'm like, we need to have a debate sometime.
I'm totally on the opposite of that one. Oh, I can't wait for that day.
Almost everybody, I think, is, but you know, it still would be fun to be like.
It'll just be her against the whole community.
I'll be on her side. That's fine. Even though I love commons, but you know, I like to see what the other side says. You know,
Commons are really antithetical to the entire order marker system of the game. Like, if you really break it down on a microcosmic level, commons really defeat the intricate system of order markers to a small degree.
Yeah.
So I definitely get the voice behind that.
Josiah, it's way simpler than that. You're telling me Akar is summoning unlimited amounts of Morrow into this world.
The Morrow makes sense because they
Nothing can stop.
self-replicate.
Yeah, they can. I get that. But even so, let's say unlimited amounts of fourth mass. Just like, where does he keep pulling these men from? How? It doesn't make any sense.
So many.
You can't have like 3,400 riflemen just come out of nowhere.
like I said, this would be a fun debate. JC Bravo 8, thank you so much for the comment. All right, and then Iceman. We have a few things from Iceman. I love Iceman. Me and Josiah did something first of the year based off one of his custom scenarios, which was really fun to read. So I'm so glad Iceman is able to comment on some of these.
Iceman's
streams.
cool.
Yeah. Love that. So it says here, now some of these are pretty wordy, so I'm going to do a few, but let's just get to this one. It says, I love the insight about the units that Jeremy gives. Yes, so I have them on as much as I can. Busy man, but we try to get them on when we can. It also makes me want to go back and watch other videos that y'all have made. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of races being from other planets, but knowing that the distinction between the two and inspiration being a different type, I like. It makes me more accepting of races being from other planets. And I didn't notice it at first, but the bio for the archers says the first, which tells me there are more humanoid races from Icaria. I also seen more from Icaria, as well as Durgath makes me hopeful about seeing the giant slayers from Phaland that attack Jutun, and the, I think, Raptorians from Mar. Also, I 100% agree on Jeremy's take on what makes a figure being historic, and that's also a debate. Whether historic miniatures are historic miniatures or not, that would be another debate to take on. But yes.
Oh, it'd be spicy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You get into really heated topics when you're talking about historical miniatures, whether they're historical or not. It's interesting. It's interesting, but yes. Say what?
I'll just comment.
Mm-hmm.
I would be really interested to see Renegade's takes on those factions.
Yes.
But C3V does have the Durgath Ravagers,
Mm-hmm.
And also a line of Raptorians as well.
This is true.
But no giant slayers yet.
No.
Not from
need to work on
at
these.
least.
No. The green guy in the and the Dreadnoughts is a Durgith. That's their version of the
really?
Durgith. Yeah, yeah.
That's super cool. I had not realized that.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
in their bio?
It's
Yeah.
implied in the bio, then I confirmed it with Jeremy just to
Yeah.
make sure. So
Yeah, Jeremy, like I spent 2 streams like talking through these Wave 5 units with Jeremy, and Jeremy goes into great
That's sweet.
detail about it since he's part of that lore team. He's able to. So yeah, like I said, always love having Jeremy on. He explains it very well. So if any of y'all haven't seen it, yeah, go back to this is me not being able to show up on Friday. For Wave 5 when it all gets announced, so I didn't look at anything until I streamed with Jeremy that following Wednesday, and so I was like, yay, surprise! I don't know anything. It was fun. It was
Super fun.
All right, thank you, Iceman3317, for that comment. And then another comment from Iceman3317 says, since I can say this now, I think Secrets of the Citadel is a new master set, mostly because they've made a big deal about it and calling it a new era. Multiple things has pointed to this in Discord, and I was given a direct answer by Rowan that they were basically working on a new master set. Yeah, I think it's pretty much all but confirmed. I believe this is a new master set. To quote Rowan, the basic sides will remain Age of Annihilation till the next master set arrives, at which point they will switch to Redacted. This was back in January on Renegade's Discord. I also think it will lead... Okay, hold on a second. This took up a couple pages, so I had to take 2 screenshots. I also think it will lead to searching for Vidar with how much they are digging into the lore. I think we'll get a new Valkyrie general. As we know... I say what?
Oh, I was hoping for Thorben as the new general.
We'll see. General who, as we know, there's at least one female general who is mentioned in the Trolls Fort Swamp. I think she will also be a good general with Aquila to balance out Valorak and Revna, who both seem antagonistic, but we likely have an entire year of scenarios left to go before we get to that point, since it was stated to be summer. That is more online scenarios than we already have. I have a feeling the next 12-month scenario, at least once we finish with the possible Utgar Civil War, which is very interesting. I just read the scenario from this month, like last week. Very, very, very fun. We could slowly start going in that direction, and we will get more and more hints via scenario and notes about what Secrets of the Citadel actually is, similar to how they build up Swamp of the Morrow, Swarm of the Morrow. Yes, exactly. Any thoughts on this take from Iceman?
Too much for the time allotted here.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Iceman's
It's been implied and hinted at that we're getting dungeon stuff. We know that Revna's underground. She's the next narrative lead to follow. So I think we're going underground, visiting, the Revna citadels. We're visiting the newer renamed Underdark. I'm hoping we get kind of like an undead themed, kind of how we had Morrow as the main antagonist. This one would be that filling those kind of plot threads of the undead kind of rising. A master set would be so cool.
Absolutely. I heartily agree. Joe?
Might get an understanding of, since you're essentially the idea is that people are being plucked from other planets before their death. So when you die on Valhalla, what happens?
Yeah.
Is it... So, how does that all work? Where do you go when you die on Valhalla?
I think Sven quoted a poem for that at the end of season 3. He happened to say that type of thing, actually. Luke, what do you think?
I mean, if you're not going to space, underground is the next logical step for a master set.
So, we'll go down first, then we can go up. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, I'll wait 2 more years. It's fine. All right.
Yeah. That is fine with me. All right, thank you, Iceman3317, for that comment. And then we have Dan Antonio. Says, I understand the change of art versus many, but the poses are so bad in some of these. The 2 Thorn guys and Widow, for example, look terrible as miniatures or have bad poses. Well, Dan, I think Dan was here in the chat a little bit ago. I think the Widow, I think she's fine. I mean, she's just kind of small, but I honestly don't mind her pose too much, or her mini. But yeah, for like, I think it's two of the. One looks like C3PO, and we commented this on our overview stream weeks back. That is it. Halashot? I think it's Halashot, right? Is that how you say it? They all sound the same. But yeah, one looks like a wooden C3PO, and then there was one of the Vine Reaver ones that the vines don't look like vines, but at the same time, I think those minis aren't too big. They look big, but they're not too big. So maybe them being smaller might help. I don't know. It also might depend on how they're painted. So.
But even like some of the art we're getting on the cards is looking a lot cooler than the figure, and then the figure sometimes looks cooler than the art. Yeah. So it's, to me, it's like it's such a weird, like, how they're managing all of that. I think obviously the art may be a little more consistent. I'm on the side that they should be using the figure because it helps. I think for me as a new player when it came back to the game, to find those minis in my big bins, what am I really looking for? But I mean, I guess no matter what, you're gonna be able to find the minis with the art. But it is interesting that some of the art's like, wow, that looks so badass. Like
the Isaac art is so killer. It honestly, like, I wish it was divided by faction, like you had an artist per faction. That way it's a bit more consistent, or you had each wave had a signature artist. If we have to do art, like other card games have different artists do their stuff, but sometimes like 3 different styles in the same release sometimes is a little disorienting, and sometimes it's just it's tough. The sculptor for original Heroscape really was into larger than life dynamic curves and really drew your eye. Sometimes we now, 15 years of sensibilities have changed. We're definitely more of a reserved, less big scale, kind of smaller detail kind of mentality. But now we're kind of going back up to bigger scale with like the new stuff AOA. So it really depends on your sculptor and your artist you have on team, kind of dictating that aesthetic and vibe.
Sure. Luke, any thoughts?
I'm not familiar enough with these particular sculpts or art to have an opinion one way or the other.
No worries.
In general, like, yeah, I do like the classic aesthetic of the cards, and I wish the new cards were more consistent with that. But I mean, that's why, like, it's great to have options. C3V looks identical to classic, and I can understand why Renegade would want to explore new directions as well.
To make them a little bit more of identity. And I do appreciate the fact that they're actually giving artists jobs to do it. If there's 3 different styles, that means there's 3 different people like getting a little bit of work. And so, I mean, for me personally, it's hard enough to find work out there. I'm glad someone's able to explore the creativity in designing these things.
It is definitely the harder route they took. Like, taking the picture is easier, so I give them props where it's due. Like having hand drawn stuff on your card is harder.
Maybe comics are in the possibilities. Then
don't even get my hope up. I would love that.
Like, I mean, if you're gonna put so much effort into the art of it all, then maybe. Are we gonna get a cartoon or a comic book? Maybe. Like,
I imagine it's just that you get a bunch of assets that you can use. Like, they use it for all their streams. They use it for all their stuff.
Oh yeah.
They have a whole vault full of assets they can put on anything, which is long term is really nice to have all that kind of stuff. And if they ever branch off, let's say they do a role playing, like their other systems, Heroscape game, they have all that art already prepared. So it's a nice little kind of future proofing thing that I see that they're doing.
Wouldn't it be cool if you had a Heroscape card game?
Yeah. There's
how many people you just pissed off? Do you have any idea?
Hey, and I'm not really into card games too much, but But there's Magic the
play it.
Gathering. There's they're out there. There's people who play them. But yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people in the community that literally like rather have baseball card style Heroscape cards, which is a choice. So, but
Graphically, it makes sense. Nostalgically, it does not.
I live in the nostalgic world, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, for sure. I mean, there is so many possibilities that they have with the art, and I'm just glad that they like you said, Brian, like they gave people jobs to do art. I think that's awesome.
Absolutely.
If you saw the AOA card art, we're living in a better timeline than those cards. So I'm happy with what we've got.
Yeah, not wrong.
All right, Dan Antonio, thank you so much for the comment. And hey there, Derek, how you doing? We're just about to wrap up. I'm just going to go through a couple more comments, and then we'll wrap for tonight. And this was on, I made sure I had identified this. Shanna the Zenith Wing, a video that I dropped from me and Jeremy's stream. And we have from the Soulscaper and Big Fantasy Games there talking. Uller is a wizard confirmed. When we're talking about the lore. After all, Butterfree here. I kind of nicknamed Shanna the Zenith Wing a Butterfree because it just reminded me of that of the Pokemon character.
I love that.
I want someone paint this thing as a Butterfree sometime down the line, because that would be so fun. Butterfree can't heal unless there's a wizard near. And then Big Fantasy Games says cool looking beast for the wizards. I like it. Shanna the Zenith Wing. I think it's one of the best familiars out there. Just got that healing ability.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's really nice. So
honestly, that's kind of what I want out of the familiars, just to be like, oh, I can pick and choose which ones that I want to bring, and you just like have different stats and abilities for them that help out the wizards in whatever possible. Hey, this one increases range. This one does healing. This one does more attack. This one does double attack. This one does order marker shenanigans. Like, love that.
It's a cool design space.
Absolutely. All right, and then let's see here. One more from the Soulscaper himself says, absolutely love this design. There are just so many good options for higher crew. So we're talking about the Widow. From all eras of Heroscape. Arcanons, League Onyx Vipers, maybe even Festering Onagard, Ebony Armor, Brute Gruts. There is so many possibilities, for higher crew. It just gives the pirate options just endless amount of options for this particular unique hero. Luke, any thoughts on this one for the Widow?
Yeah, the Widow's really cool. I always love some of my favorite factions in Heroscape are ones that have cross faction synergies. So her ability to just bring in a random unique squad and make it work with the pirate faction feels like it makes sense for what the pirates are, and also just really appeals to one of my favorite ways to play Heroscape and approach army building. So
sure. It's almost like I like to call it an indirect synergy.
Oh yeah.
Kind of. You got your direct synergies that are just it says on the card, okay, this bonds with this, and then you have your indirect where you can play with different types of things, and this is about as indirect as you can get, to be perfectly honest.
Yep.
So
for sure.
Josiah, what do you think?
Yeah, no, Crimson Widow opens so much space both for the customs community and I'm sure VC is probably discussing or has discussed the impact the Crimson Widow is going to have on the future of unique squads going forward. But it's so thematic. I like where you can take your little guys that you never play with and then you can use them in a better context or a different context. Like no one was talking about elite Onyx Vipers. They've been collecting dust as collector's items, but now they're kind of in the conversation. Like maybe as a quick shark, you can get some wounds in, and then they're attacking 4 with frenzy. That's good. So there's a lot of really just I want to see more of this. Units that can change generals, units that can change stuff, because then that makes that customizable army building faction part of Heroscape so much more appealing.
Joe, any thoughts?
No, definitely. Mara Pirates, Solborg Pirates, no, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, It's just all fun. It's just all fun.
Yeah, Heroscape stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Heroscape stuff. Heroscape
All the things
buzzword.
that I care about, right? Yeah.
Buzzword stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. All right.
I'm just doing a diatribe over here, and Joe's like, yeah.
Stuff. It's
I mean, all I can think is about is Mario Warrior Pirates. That's all I care about. It's honestly the only thing I want to try.
Yeah, actually, I was kind of thinking that myself, Joe. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Soloscaper, thank you so much for that comment, and thank everybody. We can't get to any more comments, but I do appreciate the wall comments that I've been given like the past month.
Yeah, keep
Please,
sending them in, guys.
keep
this
on
is
talking,
so
keep on
much
talking.
fun.
It's fun to talk, and then we get to talk about other things like a Heroscape themed restaurant. It's just it's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so much. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing, take my ball, and go home. All right, so with that, we will close down for tonight. So let us just plug what we need to plug. Luke, go ahead. You go first. Go ahead and plug. Plug away.
Sure. So if you're new to Valhalla Customs, C3V designs, I would definitely say you can check stuff out on the forums. There's a section in the custom units threads where you can sort of see lists of they're called the books of Heroscape. You'd see a lot of the designs. But I would also say perhaps a lesser known place is heroscapecustoms.wordpress.com is another website where you can go to see all of the C3V designs in a slightly more attractive and easier to navigate layout, perhaps. With the downside of new units don't get added to that site quite as quickly as they show up on the forums. Like the latest wave, those last 4 figures, I just have not had time to add them to that website yet. But they're coming, and yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Luke. Okay, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm busy. Life stuff, mostly. Still catching up with stuff. Don't worry, content is coming. I am now in a lull of inspiration.
It's called marriage. Marriage.
Yeah.
Marriage.
Yeah, so I'm building the courage now to get myself moving and scripts where I can. I got a big video planned that isn't a what's going on. Don't worry, don't be scared. I know some people like them, some people don't. Don't worry. Heroscape content is coming, but I've been spending a lot of time with friends and family, so that's been most likely taking up my time. But don't worry, the content's coming. It's been a very busy year.
Understandable.
But yeah, but I do have some tournaments coming up, August 2nd and the 10th. The 2nd, I'm going to Connecticut and joining a few people up there to play in the tournament. And on the 10th, I'm joining the Mars group for a tournament. So unless anything happens to stop me to go to those, otherwise I will be appearing in Connecticut and Maryland. So if you're in the area, come out to those events. If you're curious about coming and you don't know exactly, because I'm being incredibly vague, please reach out to me. I will send you the right places so you can join us on those days for the tournaments. But other than that, I have also been working on some Heroscape adventure ideas. So once again, I'll add it to the pile of post-it notes for video ideas.
It's not big enough. It's not big enough
for
pile.
Heroscape adventure.
Not big enough pile, dude.
Yeah. But with that said, I'm not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy, and I yield my time.
All right, thank you, Joe. Josiah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm kind of on the road to Gen Con, which I'll be going to, so expect some coverage or some kind of videos from there. I'm just trying to get as many backed up commissions as I can done, and then I'm going to go back to doing videos. This is like what I was working on the whole stream here. Lots and lots of dwarves because people want them. But if you don't know, I'm the Roguescaper. I'm the one who does a lot of Heroscape painting. I have Boiling Tension videos I'm wanting to make. Film some of those as well as some previous waves. I kind of just wait till the inspiration takes over me. I have a lot of the footage, but not a lot of time to do all the editing and all that kind of stuff. But expect some tutorials on the way, some Gen Con coverage, and some just reviews and overall just fun stuff I have to finally get around across the finish line. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can find me on the Discords or on the YouTubes, and feel free to ask, because I like answering people's questions if they have them.
All right, thank you, Josiah, and links in the description below for mostly everybody, for the C3V stuff as well. And then I'm Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla, and guys, I don't know, I haven't told you yet, but last week we had our first pre-production meeting for a few series that are now being written, including Tales of Valhalla Season 4. It was a fun production meeting, getting ideas, getting some people to commit to some things, because it's tough. As Josiah was mentioning, it's tough being a one-man show or doing this all on your own. But at the same time, you got to do what you got to do, and so for those, I did record that backstage, but it is, I might give like a few minutes worth of it for everybody, but that is primarily for backers on either YouTube or Patreon. And you don't need to be a producer to be involved in the production. Even if you're on a lower tier, you can watch those production videos and leave comments and ideas that you so want to choose. You don't necessarily need to have that top tier one. But any support, even the subs, the likes, the comments, always appreciated. Thank you all so much, and thank you all of you that were commenting in the chat tonight. Still high summer, my goodness. And then we won't see you guys until after Gen Con. So that's where Josiah's going. That's where I'm going to be going. I think, Luke, are you going to Gen Con too?
I will not be making it out to Gen Con this year, sadly.
Okay. Unfortunately, I met him in person last time
I
at Gen
know.
Con, so that was a fun meetup.
Absolutely.
But yeah, anybody out there going to Gen Con, hope to see all y'all there. Can't wait to meet you. And with that, thank you all for watching, listening. Shout out to Spotify listeners again. You have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it, and we'll see all of you next time. Later now, bye.